Yes, as we continue the journey, we're gonna remind you of the motto of Squash Six Gang boss G City, their motto. And they weren't hiding it, They did it openly in Jamaica because they have the support of people like Dr. Carolyn Gomes, because she make crazy money from it. She made crazy money from the bloodletting in Jamaica. Yeah, it's named Jamaican for Justice. Destroy Jamaica and build up other countries by empowering these criminals. And these guys are telling you know what? You watch a video, you watch it, you listen, and you decide. One.
On the G-City, though. Both of buff, though. Right, man. Yeah. G-City, any other way are dirt. Dirt. Dirty. G-City, we're not pretty. That time. No time, we're not pretty.
Kids. And throughout my life, I have been traveling the world and I have never seen anybody look like that guy. Believe you me, I don't know what he is. How the guy is just weird. Believe you me, you know he's not white, pink. I don't even know what he is. But that show you the low self-esteem of these people in Jamaica. So continue the journey. Yes, to my loyal viewers and subscribers. Moving on with the journey. This is part 4. Chilling last moments. Fredman shoots Muscleman in the head. The same bullet hits J-Man in the neck. And that's the reason why J-Man is in custody at Broward Sheriff office in their jail. Before I come into the video, have you subscribed to the channel as yet? If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe now. Please like the video, click on the notification bell, and select all so that when we upload a video, you'll be the first person to get the notification. Thanks for subscribing. Moving on. Welcome to the Jamaica Young Police Channel. We are continuing to give you the entire killing of both men. Dwayne Francis, aka Mossman, and Jeffrey Murray, aka Fordlaw. Jahreme Shelton, aka J-Man, is a member of Squash 6 boss Entourage. He is arrested and charged with the double murder case of both deceased, meaning that they are dead. J-Man was paroled in America because he was seeking asylum because Shabdan killed his girlfriend and 2 of his friends. Let me repeat that. J-Man was paroled in America because he was seeking asylum because Shabdan killed his girlfriend and 2 of his friends, and he escaped that murderous attack by Shabdan and his cronies. So we're continuing to give you the information directly from the investigators' point of view, from what he have written. Some information is not available to the public, but based on certain things, I am privy to the information, so I am sharing it with you guys. It's not everything that are in the court documents you're going to see here. Some things are not in the court documents. Some things are sealed. And it's for certain reasons, to protect witness information, the identity, and stuff like that. But with this part, I am going to, based on what the investigating officer, what he had viewed from the video footage, to show you that not only someone within the housing complex had called J-Man, Fredman, Squash, and the likes, that Muscleman and Fred and Fordlaw were there. So somebody within the complex, you call them an informer or a spy. So that's how they knew that the both men were there. So you're going to hear it from the investigators' observation of the video footage. About the shooting on 10 October 19, 2022, Words on the street is that Musselman is a hired gun freelancing his work to the highest bidder. Squash, Musselman, Fordler, and Jahreme are all friends. It is said Squash was doing or talking about a drug deal when someone started shooting at Squash Six Boss, trying to kill him. Squash and his cronies concluded that Musselman got paid by Ramas to set up Squash because Musselman's car was seen nearby. It is said Squash got great. Yes, to my viewers and subscribers, what's your listening from this video? This is not what's happening. This is what the police have received the information on the streets. That means they're the police informants and people, who are on the street. This is the information that they are receiving. So this is not something that is factual per se, but this is everything you're hearing from the this is like the rumor mill, what the police is getting from their informants who live in and around Blueberry Hill, who are connected to all these guys. So I wanted to listen because I know people like to, oh, well, this did not happen. So just continue the journey and just listen. You understand? So Ford Lad was there talking to Musselman. He was hitting them both, Jahreme is said. So they were saying that Jahreme was hitting both Musselman and Fordler. They opened fire on them. Musselman returned fire, hitting Jahreme. Surveil, closely monitor or observe these guys because they vow all-out war in the streets of Florida and wherever their enemies and families and friends resides. At approximately 4:30 p.m., the detective investigating the case responded to Broward Health North, located at 201 East Sample Road, Deerfield Beach, Florida 33064, for jurisdictional purposes and made contact with a member of the Broward Sheriff Office where the DNA warrant was executed on Jahreme Shelton, aka J-Man. The detective was reviewing additional surveillance footage of Musselman arriving at the location of the shooting on Wednesday, October 19, 2022, at about 6:22 p.m. in his 2012 silver Infiniti car. At about 6:26, Musselman removed a rifle from the car trunk and showed it off to two men before walking off the camera view and returning to the car and placing the rifle in the trunk of the car where it appears to remain. So when people talking about that Jahreme and Squash took rifle, there is nothing like that. It was Muscle Man. So the police have Muscle Man vehicle and they have the rifle in it. You understand? So that's what I'm telling you. Things that you're hearing, it's not, it's not everything that the public is gonna have access to, because the police, they use certain tactics, and certain information cannot be shared publicly because they have to protect the identity of witnesses. Yeah, because that's how investigators operate. Here's the connection to the killing of Musselman and Fordler. At about 9:14 p.m., a male wearing a light colored shirt is seen exiting the residence located at the scene of the double murder. This make man was seen walking from the residence directly to the black suspect vehicle moments before the shooting. The male wearing a light colored shirt is seen then into the passenger side of a black Mercedes Benz and drive away as the under round the corner to commit the homicide. So this person who drove away in the Mercedes Benz, he make sure that he call them Fredler and Muscle and Squash to let them know that yes, yeah, Muscle and Fordler is here. You can come. I'm going to leave because I don't want to get involved and my name get called up and things like that. So he exited the scene, not to be a witness, but the police know what they're doing. You understand? So, and then, he walk away as they under round the corner to commit the homicide. The suspect did not want to be present at the scene of the homicide, but his cell phone was the key to the puzzle. So this is the person that nobody have get the chance to talk about. You understand? The person who drive the black Mercedes Benz. The suspect did not want to be present at the scene of the homicide, but his cell phone was the key to the puzzle. In the United States of America, there is no judge named Brian Sykes or Dr. Carolyn Gomes or Judge Judith Pusey. The victim was observed entering the residence at about 6:32 p.m. A male wearing a light-colored shirt was observed exiting the residence and making direct contact with the homicide vehicle moments before the shooting. Musselman's friend gives him away. It goes to show again that there is no honest criminal. The residents at this location have been uncooperative as attempts have been made to retrieve the possible surveillance footage from the exterior camera affixed to the residence that might have captured the shooting. They have migrated and reside in the United States of America, but the Jamaican culture is very strong. No informing. We don't tell police and Babylon boy nothing. The detective had to get a search warrant to search the residence at, and this is the police deliberately out these Jamaicans to show you that they are not cooperating. The residence at 5825 Blueberry Court, Lauderhill, by Lauderhill. Detectives, with the assistance of the Broward Sheriff Office SWAT team, the detective produced a search warrant for several ring cameras pending a ring search. The detectives submitted several blood samples from the crime scene, and one of the samples came as positive match, originating from the male suspect contributor, including the name Jahreme Shelton, aka J-Man. The days a suspect could commit a crime and his features are captured on cameras, and because he has on a balaclava, a close-fitting garment covering the whole head and neck except for parts of the face, typically made of wool. Facial recognition is a way of identifying or confirming an individual's identity using their face with or without covering. Facial recognition system can identify people in photos, videos, or in real time. Facial recognition is a category of biometric security. Face recognition software application is like a person standing in front of a camera with the face visible to the camera. The detective stated that he saw video footage of J-Man firing his gun at Musselman, who was already prone, which means Musselman was lying flat, especially face downward. Musselman was lying prone on the ground based on all the above listed facts, to include Jahreme Shelton, aka J-Man, arrival at the hospital. The detective believed that there is probable cause for the arrest of Jahreme Shelton for 2 counts of murder. So this is when the police now submit this document, the probable cause warrant for the arrest of J-Man, because of all the evidence that they have gathered so far. You understand? So we'll continue the journey. On Thursday, October 27, 2022, the Lauderdale Police Department filed a probable cause warrant determination for Jahreme Shelton, aka J-Man, for 2 counts of premeditated murder. He is held with no bond. The court declared him as an indigent, meaning that J-Man is poor, needy person who is financially unable to secure legal representation and to provide all the necessary expense of representation in action or proceeding. And the public defender is appointed to represent him, subject to review at arraignment. Arraignment means it is the formal notification of charges against the defendant. Upon notification report by the criminal division, the defendant must appear before a judge for the arraignment. The arraignment occurs within 14 days of the indictment. The judge is going to tell Jahreme that there is sufficient evidence to pursue premeditated charges against him for his actions. So everything that Jahreme has done has come to fruition. The probable cause warrant, you're going to see all of that, and all the crimes that he has committed at the scene. So Jahreme, he was in America and on parole. Very fortunate, came into the country illegally. Um, Criminals, they are very smart enough, so he knows how to use the system. And this man, has able to capitalize on the murder of his girlfriend, and two of his friends in St. James earlier this year, and he was about to get some papers to live in America. You understand? Although this is a guy who's a known criminal back in Jamaica. Yes, to those who want to pursue a life of criminality, I hope you have paid attention to what transpired with Jahreme after his arrest. Everything around Squash 6 Bar starts to fall apart. People whom he thought were his friends start change their phone numbers because they did not want the police or the feds to knock on their doors. Although these are criminal beneficiaries, criminal supporters, they know that there is no Justice Brian Sykes in America or Judge Judith Pusey in Broward County. The criminals have their pocket of these judges in their pocket back in Jamaica, and they know that they will walk away from the case. The prosecutors and the police would be blamed for doing their work, and the criminals are victims of the system. Yes, if you remember Justice Brian Sykes, the way that he treated the prosecutors, and the witness C4, Jahreme, who had committed murder, he's one of the main witnesses, against Squashman, Squash Boss, Six, Fredman, and Raymond, because he knows, that is who get the first crack at the system, is the one who's going to get the less time. Although he's one of the murderers, So he's trying to get himself some time to come back to the road. So he's singing like Barry White, hypnotizing the investigators with even information that the police did not even knew before, although they had received intelligence and information from the police in Jamaica. Yeah, you understand? So he's providing more than they had bargained for because he wants to make sure that the death penalty does not apply to him. You understand? So whenever the investigators release their interview with Jahreme, you're going to see how the big man bawl like a baby when he was shows video footage of him shooting Muscle Man when he was on the ground. The same bad man who is telling the people not to inform is informing to save himself from the death penalty. The case show facial recognition technology is very effective in unmasking criminals in Balaclava, and the video evidence doesn't need any witnesses, according to the American law. Some of the investigative tactics used in the investigation, about 50% of the Jamaican police detective could not use because the laws in the book would not permit the police to write what is going on the street. And as usual, we know that most people attention upon it is like 5 seconds. After 5 seconds, they want to do something else. But we're still gonna continue with this because we still haven't reached to the point about the voice note. And you're gonna hear it clear. You're not gonna hear gibberish or anything like that or any one voice. This guys to show these Jamaicans who think that they are tough and they are big and they are bad, to show you it doesn't matter how they disguise their voice. They have technology to bring it to the fore to let people hear it crystal clear. So you're going to get that in the next video. You understand? If you're a law-abiding citizen, and aid criminals with a passion, then the Jamaica Young Police Channel is for you, because we want a better Jamaica where everyone can live in peace, work, and raise their family without any hindrance. Thanks for watching the Jamaica Young Police Channel. We will keep you abreast about this case until the court disposes of the same. Have yourself a beautiful day. And remember, the part that they had sent their threat to squash via voice note after the killings, you're going to hear crystal clear, just like the way I'm talking to you. Because you have been hearing it gibberish and people disguising people's voice. And so I just want to show them that in America, they have technology that's easy to unravel everything and the voice of the person. That person who made that voice note will be arrested and charged for that, because you cannot do that in America. It doesn't matter who you're threatening.